right, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Nechakadash. Double honors to our elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace, love, salutations, and blessings to those that do this work in truth and sincerity. And the Lord is lifting the veil from these Jake's faces and showing them who the enemy is in these last days that we're living in. Okay? And this is another way you know the times that we're living in, because the Lord is showing, and I'm going to get that real quick. Let's see. All right, so we're going to go to Isaiah 24. Well, that's a good one too. Might be in 25. Yeah, I think it's in 25. Yeah, there it is, 25 and 7. And it says, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil spread over all nations. And this is very important because the veil was also spread on Jake. Okay? Jake, for such a long time, thought that Esau was his, wasn't his enemy. He just didn't get it. He didn't understand that these Edomites out here, these so-called white men, are actually your enemies. The systems that they have created, and I know we sound like a broken record, but it's finally starting to break through. Redlining, gentrification, the Tuskegee experiments, hangings, lynchings that are still going on to this very day. And one of the things that I used to always say back in the day was that these damn musicians are a big part of the problem. These damn rappers and these damn entertainers, the ones that are pushing this garbage onto our people because they sold out, right? But as much as, the men of the Lord would say back then, hey, this shit is wicked, now it's actually coming out that it is wicked. And y'all, the quality of the music has been brought low, and your entertainers have been brought low, okay? Because you've been found out to be part of the machine that has been destroying our people for so long, okay? So I have a video that I'm about to play where you have your average Jakes now that are being literally roused up, talking about they want to go to war with these Edomites. Now at the end of the day, Jake is going to lose because Jake's blessing was not the sword, but Jake is going to be a terror onto Egypt. All right, because our people are going to realize, hey, we are hated and we've always been hated. This is another reason why you YNs are going to get shipped off to war. Okay? This is another reason why y'all gonna get shipped out, because Esau Edom knows that the time for Jake to wake up is coming, is here. Okay? They know that shit. They know that they can't keep this facade for too much longer, because they're soothsayers and they're sorcerers and they're prognosticators and all of these different wizards and warlocks that speak to familiar spirits. They're not getting the answers anymore. They don't know what to do. This is why things are so chaotic. It's not running smooth as it once was. And so many things that Esau Edom is doing is being revealed. Okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video, you know, just to show, hey man, we are at the end. Everything is falling apart and coming together at the same time.
It's tree, the biggest platform in the world, man. The word of the day is tree. As we know, they just hung a young man who was 21 from a tree in Marietta in Cobb County. Ain't telling nobody, they ain't put it on the news, they ain't doing nothing about it. How many times gonna let them keep hanging up from a tree? That's over with, y'all. You know, standing on business, man. So all y'all rappers talking about killing your own brother, we don't want to hear that shit. If you ain't talking about killing the KKK, if you ain't talking about killing the people who kidnapping these children, if you ain't talking about killing the people who sex trafficking these children, don't talk. We don't want to hear your music.
Yeah, so if you got another rap song about killing them, about a hoe in the ass, about big booty and all the money and gold that you ain't got, yeah, we need some positivity on it.
Right. So, and I think that was Eddie Griffin. You know what I'm saying? And I've been seeing a lot of Eddie Griffin who you know, hey, you know, you get sick of this shit, man. And these women out here get fed by this negative ass music, and that's all you see is ass and titties everywhere, baby mamas, and this damn music feeds that culture. This music feeds that culture of wickedness, you know? And now you finally got the average Jake saying, nah, this shit is destructive. Y'all not saying this about our enemies. Y'all not saying this about the people killing us. So the covering cast has been being removed, and Jake is being roused up, okay? And let's get that. Come on,
I'm in the world, man.
This is the book of Genesis 49 and 9. It says, Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stoopeth down, he crouches as a lion, who shall rouse him up? And the Lord has roused Jacob through all of the systematic things that Esau Edom has been doing to oppress our people in these times. You know, it's not enough that we just came out of slavery. It's not enough that you did the redlining, the gentrification, you know, the Tuskegee and all of the different things, and the lynchings and the hangings and all of these different things that you've done and continue to do. It's not enough. It's not enough that you pollute the music, that you create the prison industrial complex where, you know, you pipeline Jake straight from school to the prisons to keep your beds full because you made a contract with the state through these privately owned prisons, right? None of that stuff is enough. You know, wasn't enough to wake Jake up. But now the Lord is rousing Jake up because we're at the end. We're at the end of Esau's system, and all of these prophecies have to come into fruition. So the Lord is using Esau and his actions to rouse Jake up. It's making Jake say, man, I'm tired of this shit. You can't even live. You can't do nothing. You know, even myself, I'm riding home at night and I'm thinking to myself, like, you know, I pray that the Lord is with me because this shit can happen to anybody. And if the Lord ain't with you, you through. You know, it could very well happen that you get pulled over by one of these Snellville cops, one of these Cobb County cops, you know what I'm saying? One of these Duluth cops, one of these cops in these predominantly Caucasian areas, and that could very well be the last time you be seen, okay? And that's what a lot of you know, I got another video I'm about to play, man, because this shit kind of burnt me up too. You know, this is how they treat our people. All right, so here's another video of how these Edomites, how they do our people. Like, it goes straight to this. There is no like kid handling our people As a matter of fact, let me grab a scripture before I play this video. All right, we're gonna go to the book of Amos. So this is the book of Amos, chapter 1. I'm gonna go down to verse 11. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever." You see? So this man, Esau Edom, he continuously fucks with Jake. He continuously oppresses Jake. He continuously does evil to Jake. Why? Because he's still angry about the birthright. He's still angry about that. And he will not let it go. It's deeply programmed into his soul. And because it's like, what do we do to you? What do we do for you to be angry at us for centuries? What did we do for us to be on one side of the world and you to be on the other, but you came out to seek us just to put us in slavery? You see? So it's like, oh, okay, it's the birthright. You're still holding a grudge because of the birthright from centuries ago, and everything that you're doing right now is in a feeble attempt to try to obtain it. And you're angry with Jake, so you mistreat Jake. And it doesn't matter if you're old, if you're young. It doesn't matter if you're a cripple. It doesn't matter if you have a disability or anything like it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a Jake. Hey, this devil has it in for you, and he's going to mistreat you. Now here's another video of a little girl. Now watch what Esau does to her.
This video should piss everybody off. The Sacramento police handcuffs a 10-year-old little black girl because she didn't open the door.
Come to the door right now!
The baby.
Open the door.
You're not a baby if you're not listening. You're going
Who is here? You're not going in here.
No, you don't get to go and hide and turn off the lights. That's not how this works. Okay, but you're going to be detained in handcuffs because you're not listening. Why are you running and hiding?
I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
How old are you?
I'm 10. She's 10 years old. She's not supposed to open the door. She clearly said, "I'm a baby." And he said, "You're not a baby if you're not listening." But this officer didn't care. You can tell automatically by listening to her that she was a little girl. She was crying and begging for her mom. So the police originally came to the home to conduct a probation search. I'm guessing they were investigating that someone had stolen a vehicle and a firearm. So they knocked on the door and they said they seen people walking around and they seen the lights turn off. But when the 10-year-old girl came to the door, he automatically accused her of being the one to turn off the lights. How does he know that she turned off the lights? And even so, you don't just handcuff a 10-year-old girl. You can look at that baby and tell that she was a little girl. So I don't want to hear anybody in the comments saying, "Oh, they probably didn't know." Yes, the fuck they did.
Right. They did know that this was a little girl, and you seen how she was crying. And then why in the hell was all that even necessary? Why was it necessary to even treat her like that? Why? Because his anger tear perpetually. Like, he's angry. It's in his heart to have hatred toward Jake. Okay? And you have to, and Jake is finally starting to understand this, man. He's starting to understand that this devil has a perpetual hatred and he will never stop. Okay? This is why the Lord would not he would not turn back the punishment for this devil. Okay? That's why he said for 1 transgression and for 3 transgressions and for 4, I will not turn back his punishment. Because this devil has done way too much, man. Way too much. He's constantly trying to exterminate Jake, constantly causing wars. He's destroying the earth, polluting the earth, you know, rewriting the genetic code of a lot of the creation that the Lord made to suit his purposes, you know. This is what this devil has been doing. He's been genetically modifying shit, corrupting the flesh of all things that are upon the earth. You see? So this man will not stop, and the Lord has revealed him. Okay, and going back to my original point, the music, and I'll close out on that precept. All right, so we're going to go to Ecclesiastes 12:4. And it says, and the doors, let's start at verse 2. And it says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders shall cease because they are few. Right? It is not no jobs out here. It's already happening right now. I got people applying to my job that would never in a million years work for $10 an hour. They're saying, I'll take that, because they need something. Okay? They need something out here. Right? So there's no jobs out here. And it says, and those that look out the windows be darkened, and the doors be shut in the streets, because all of these businesses are shutting down. That is happening right now. You're seeing the businesses shutting down all across the country. Mom and pop stores shutting down, even multinational corporations shutting down. And it says, when the sound of the grinding is low, and shall rise up at the voice of a bird, and the daughters of music shall be brought low. So all of you musicians, you so-called musicians out there who's making trash music, you know, and the content of your music is low grade music. But in addition to that, you yourself is going to be brought low because of the pollution that you're putting out there. Look how many lives you people destroy with your bullshit ass music that you got. Look how many lives you destroyed. Okay? Look how many people been put in prison. Look how many people been killed. How many baby mamas, baby daddies, and worthless ass children have been created through the listening and creation of that type of music. Look at all of that, right? So the Lord is bringing y'all down, and our people, that He's waking them up to the degradation and destruction that this type of music has wrought upon our people. Okay? And now, you know, you're finally hearing Jake saying, hey, this music is trash. We don't want to hear this shit no more. Right. You don't want to hear it no more. Why? Because the Lord is changing the spirit on you. It ain't because you just saying, I don't want to hear it. No, the Lord is. Why did you want to hear it before? What changed? What changed? You know, you can sit there and say, well, I'm talking about what? Hey, look, back in the 90s and early 2000s, when our people was getting killed by listening to this shit, most of y'all was still down for it. Okay, so now when y'all listening to it, what's the difference? It's the Lord's spirit is moving, okay? And He's changing the minds of men. He's changing the minds of Jake, making them see who the enemy is, Esau, Edom. And that's prophecy, okay? So with that, I'm going to end this lesson off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kodesh. And to I pray you brothers and few sisters that was listening to edified. And to next time I say shalom.